The triangle sum theorem states that the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. That means if we add x, y, and z together, we will get 180. So here's angle x, here's angle y, here's angle z. If I add x plus y plus z, I should get 180 degrees. So let's look at the first example. The first example, I know one of the angles is 60. I know the box here means that that's 90, and I'm looking to find x. So what I can do is I can take 180 and I can subtract 60 and 90. So I can take 180 and I can subtract 90 and I can subtract 60. I can use my calculator, whatever is easier. I know 180 minus 90 is 90, and 90 minus 60 is 30. So therefore, x must be 30 degrees. Let's look at example 2. Example 2, I know one of the angles is 83 and the other one is 20. So here's another way to do it. You could add 83 and 20 together first. We could add 83 plus 20, and we would get 103. And then we could take 180 and we could subtract 103. Do this by hand or using a calculator, and you should get the answer of 77. So in this case, x would be 77. Now let's look at equilateral triangles. In an equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal and all the angles are equal. So if we look at this first equilateral triangle, again, it's as best as I could draw it. All the sides I'm going to tell you are 12. That means that all the angles are going to be the same. So this is angle x. That means that they are all x. So altogether I have 3 x's. And I know that they all have to add up to 180, so I could just do 180 divided by 3 to get the answer of 60. This also holds true with the next one. Okay, all the sides are 25, which means all the angles are going to be the same. Okay, there's 3 y's in there. I'm going to take 180 and divide it by 3 to get 60. So in any equilateral triangle, you will always get the answer of 60 for all the angle measurements. No matter how big the sides are or how small the sides are, the angles will always be 60. Next, we're going to look at isosceles triangles. Isosceles triangles have 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles. The angles that are equal are always opposite the equal sides. So if I'm going to look at this first example here, this side is 12 and this side is 12. So if those two are both 12, those are my equal sides. That means this angle, which is opposite of 12, and this angle are going to be equal. Okay, so again, opposite. Here's 12, this is opposite. Here's 12, this is opposite. Which means if this is 50, this also has to be 50. So I'm going to fill that in here. Now I know that this is going to be 50. Now I know all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I could do 50 plus 50, which I know is 100. And then I can take 180, subtract 100, and I get the answer of 80. So we have x equals 80. Now let's look at the next example right here. Again, we have an isosceles triangle, not equilateral. This side is 7 and this side is 7, which means that their opposite angles are going to be equal. So if opposite of 7 is this angle, which is 70, then opposite of this side, that's also 7, will also be 70. So the answer here is going to be 70. Now, let's say they asked me to find this angle. Let's say they asked me to find this angle. I would take 70 plus 70, which I know is 140, and then I would subtract 180 minus 140 to get the answer of 40. So that's if they asked me to find this angle right here. Okay, but they actually only asked me to find this angle right here. So across from the 7 was a 70, so across from this 7 is a 70. Now let's look at this word problem. This word problem states a triangle has one 60-degree angle, an unknown angle, and an angle with 3 times the measure of the unknown angle. Using the triangle sum theorem, write an equation to find the measures of the triangle's unknown angles. So sometimes what I may do is I may actually draw myself a picture. Okay, let's draw myself a picture. Again, it may not be to scale, that's okay. So one angle is 60 degrees. I'm going to make this one 60. Another angle we don't know, so I'm going to call that x. And then the other angle, so our unknown angle, I called x. Then we have our other angle, which is 3 times the measure of the unknown angle. So up here, I'm going to call this guy 3x. So 3 times the unknown measure. Okay. Using the triangle sum theorem, write an equation to find the measures of the triangle's unknown angles. It's like a tongue twister. Okay, so now what I would do is I would say that 3x plus x plus 60, we should all remember that the interior angles have to add up to 180. And that's it. That's all we need to do for that one. Now it says, what are the measures of the 2 unknown angles? So we have to find x and we have to find 3x. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to solve this equation right here. So first thing I notice is I have to combine my like terms. 3x plus x is 4x. So 4x plus 60 equals 180. Okay, then I'm going to subtract. Go like put a little line through the middle, like some of you like. Then we're going to subtract 60 from both sides. And we get 4x equals 120. And then we're going to divide by 4, and we now get x equals 30. Okay, well that answers one of the angles. This tells me what x equals. But we also have to find 3x. Well, now that we know that x equals 30, we just have to replace 30 here for x. So 3x would actually just be 3 times 30, which would be equal to 90. So my one missing angle is 30 and the other one is 90. Always remember that all the angles in a triangle will add up to 180. If you go back and check it, if you add 30 plus 90 plus the 60 that we had in there, 30 plus 90 is 120. 120 plus 60 does give us 180. So we know we did it correct.